Okay, now the moment you've been waiting for, Innovation Test Track 2018. You're going to be thrilled by the technology and talent that's been assembled here, and there have been hundreds, if not thousands of hours put into getting these programs together, not just talking about the technology and all that's been going into the companies that are represented. But I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm going to introduce you to the people that really matter. So I'd like to introduce John Evans, who's the director of the Thomas Walter Center for Technology Management at Auburn University. John?
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing today? Well, looks like one of my classes kind of got thin. Everybody's left. I want to put a plug in first for Ron Davis and the AMA guys for the Innovation Test Track, since they were the ones that coined the phrase and got it out. So this has been a great program, and hopefully this is going to expand into something pretty sizable. As Rick said, I'm from Auburn University, and if you want to see our booth, we've got some of the best students coming out that you can find at a university for both product innovation and in the manufacturing sector. So don't miss the activities we've got going on there. I'm going to, instead of speaking, we're going to run a video from Auburn, and so hopefully it'll play pretty quick. That was the cue to run. So as you guys can see, we've got a lot of great research activities going on at Auburn, and we've got a great education program, and again, very applied to automotive and automotive research, automotive education. So stop by if you're interested in, and we can give you more information about that. So I want to introduce Mike Stonecipher. Mike Stonecipher is from Georgia Tech. He's from the Enterprise Innovation Institute down in Midtown area. So Mike.
Good morning. Thank you for staying for the Innovation Test Track. We've got an exciting lineup of innovators going to pitch their technology this morning, and we've actually saved the best for last of this event. First, I'd like to bring up our judges, and if I could bring up Jinan Sun, who is an Innovation Hub Solution Architect at Mercedes-Benz USA headquarters here in Atlanta. Come on up. Next, I'd like to bring up Jane McCracken, who's an interim, you can take the right seat, the interim Director of the Advanced Technology Development Center at Georgia Tech. And now we have Rusty Krusiak, who with second generation capital from Nashville, Tennessee. Let's bring up Jimmy D'Amelio, procurement manager with Kia Motor Manufacturing, Georgia, down in West Point. And finally, Tim Yarden with Plymouth Advisors from Plymouth, Michigan. I'll go over the rules. They're really simple. Each pitch contestant has 5 minutes to present their technology, and then we will have 3 minutes for questions and answers. They are competing for a $2,500 cash prize and 2 pages in the Southern Automotive Alliance magazine, and a follow-up discussions and connections with the judges to support what they are promoting. So the first contestant is, let's give a warm welcome to Cognosis.
Good morning. I'm Steve Robb, CEO of Cognosis, and we've got an Internet of Things platform that's helping our customers find their cars and other things too. With all the options for connecting cars, you'd think that it'd be pretty simple to find one in a big parking lot. The fact is, tracking the location and movement of vehicle inventories across big outdoor campuses continues to be a challenge. All the technologies we read about in the news every day simply aren't solving the problems for vehicle processing centers, auctions, and dealerships. They're still solving the problem with people. Scanning car locations by hand, even sending employees out into those lots with key fobs, keep pressing those until the right headlights flash. That's a really bad use of employee time. It's got data integrity problems, and it's prone to human error. I'm here to tell you there's a better way, one that offers the opportunity to quickly reduce your costs, improve productivity, and in the end, provide a better experience for your customers. Now, the Internet of Things promises greater visibility to your important assets and inventory. And we've created an IoT platform that provides accurate, real-time data on the location and movement of vehicles, and does it affordably. The data that's collected, including status information like temperature and humidity, can be used to trigger alerts and events. And best of all, this is technology that rolls out quickly, so you start seeing return on investment and value in a matter of weeks. Now, all this sounds a little too good to be true. Automating your inventory location tracking in a couple of weeks at a reasonable cost? I mean, how do we pull that off? We've developed patented technology that delivers connectivity between simple battery-operated sensors, beacons, and a wireless network with incredible range. In fact, we're covering a 600-acre campus with just 2 gateways that were installed in days. We've developed all the components of this platform ourselves, so we're not just piecing together a bunch of disparate parts from a variety of vendors. This is a tight-knit product. It's proven, in place, and working for customers today. And the data they're generating is collected at our gateways, taken up to a cloud platform where it's aggregated, analyzed, and ready to deliver results, like the location data that employees need to quickly find specific cars or whole groups of cars, or the ability to create custom alerts, such as when a car moves from one geofence zone to another, or when that car leaves the campus entirely, as well as operational insights based on trends over time that will help you improve your business processes. Now, I mentioned earlier that we're currently working with a facility that spans 600 acres. They actually have space to park over 20,000 cars, And they've been sending employees out multiple shifts on a daily basis to go record the locations of those cars. Yet it's still a struggle to keep track of them all. Problem is they keep moving. Well, we've already shown them that we can reduce the time it takes to locate a large group of cars for a return to plant repair, for example, from about 3 hours down to 30 minutes. And when fully rolled out across their entire vehicle inventory, they anticipate significant hard dollar savings and vastly improved customer service. And this platform is broadly applicable. We're also at work in dealerships, where we're tracking cars through reconditioning processes and locating them for customer test drives. And we're in auto auctions, providing vehicle location data to auction staff as well as the consigners and the buyers there. So the future potential of the connected car is grabbing lots of headlines today. But the fact is, we offer an opportunity for you to connect to your vehicle inventory right now. Cognosis has a proven solution that's in place and at work across tens of thousands of cars at VPCs, dealerships, and auctions. It rolls out quickly, and the hardware and software costs are covered under a simple monthly payment. Subscription, I should say. All this means that you start seeing benefits immediately. Accurate real-time location data and the operational insights you need to improve your business. Thank you.
All right, judges?
Any questions?
Steve, good morning.
Yeah.
Thank you for the time. So the technology marketed to automotive dealership or automotive auctions, and what other areas is your technology applicable to?
What other areas? Yeah, that's a great question. You know, really, this is technology that can be applied to any relatively high volume. I mean, you're not going to do it on 10 or 20 piece, kinds of inventory, but where you have inventory that moves around a lot. So, for example, we've been working in the logistics area, talking to a logistics company about yard management, for example. We've even brought the technology indoors. So, of course, GPS doesn't work so well indoors. Cars aren't always outdoors. So we've had to develop that technology to serve up indoor locations. And so we're actually working in the healthcare space, too, tracking equipment. So that kind of gives you an idea of how broadly applicable the technology is.
Steve, real quick, you mentioned some of the benefits of your technology, the employee efficiency, time and effort, labor reductions. Is there any unthought about or unexpected cost downs or opportunities that you think companies may have besides just the initial productivity improvements?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, typically when people talk about the Internet of Things in this first generation, it's typically all about cost reductions and productivity improvements. But as we've worked with some customers, being able to gather all the pieces, or in this case, cars that go in a shipment is absolutely essential, right? So it allows them to recognize revenue more quickly and essentially provide a lot better customer service.
Two questions. One, did you design the app? And two, with that app, are you able to leverage other data, other information, something beyond just the app to tie to the hardware?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, we have developed the full stack, so we developed the app. What we showed there was the app that someone out in the field would use to actually find the cars. But we do have a web portal that would be more of a management administrative portal, as well as a full set of APIs. So we're working with partners in the automotive sector today to actually integrate location data in with some of their applications.
Thank you.
All right.
Good.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Cognosis is based in Atlanta. Our next pitch competitor is from Toronto, Canada. So you received the Distance Traveled Award.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Hello. Sorry. Hi, my name is Bob Hooper. Our innovation is a production management system that's designed to show you exactly where to look in your plants to solve your biggest production problems, so that you can make more trucks, more cars, and more car parts faster, so you can make more money faster. I've been a proximity sensor salesman for about 20 years. And in that time, I've seen a lot of downtime in production plants. I've also been a part of a lot of meetings about downtime. These are the types of meetings you might see where plant management wants to know, why are we not meeting our rate? Why are we not meeting our weekly production goals? Where is our downtime coming from? Production is going to be asked first, and they're going to say, well, we're trying our best, but we can't work if the machines are down. And maintenance is going to say, we've got a lot of work to do, we're trying our best, but these machines are not built to make that rate. And the engineers are going to say, these machines are beautiful, but the operators are too slow. We have to work faster and harder. But what's the truth? We don't know what the truth is. Eventually someone's going to say, look, that's enough. We got to agree, we got to work smarter, we're going to have to work a little harder, and more importantly, we're going to have to schedule some expensive Saturday production, maybe a third shift. These things are going to cost us a lot of money. There has to be a better way. And there is, with Action Plan. Perfect. So we created Action Plan to help our customers get to the root cause of their production problems with their exact cause, their exact location, and their exact cost. If you picture an automotive plant, very complicated. It's easy to get lost in one of these places. Hundreds of work cells, hundreds of robots, thousands of sensors, thousands of motion products and pneumatics, all kinds of parts moving all over the place. We know that we have a lot of problems, but we don't know how to solve them. Maybe we have whiteboards that are where they're recording operator opinions, and they're wiped off at the end of the day. We don't capture that data. Maybe we have an OEE system that's giving us target versus actual, maybe a brief view of efficiency, but we still don't know why we're down, and we really don't know exactly where we're down. We need to know exactly where to look. With Action Plan, we're going to show you exactly where to look to the input level. And we're going to take the right people to that one spot, an electrician, a tool maker, plant management, and a vendor. We're going to go to that spot, we're going to fix it, we're going to kill the downtime, and we're going to do that over and over and over and over again until we get our production back and we get our weekends back and we make more money as a plant. This is an example of one of the spots we're in right now, where an upstream process is giving irregular shaped parts to a downstream weld cell. You can see all the waste in the background. By isolating where that input is coming from, we're able to target that downtime, go to that place with the right people, and solve it. In this particular case, we're able to save almost 5 hours of downtime in a week. There's a particular problem. And in this case, we're able to pay for the annual subscription before we even started the billing cycle. With Action Plan, we're taking production data straight from the PLC. No operator input. And we're able to present this information in a series of dashboards, displays, and reports that are going to show you exactly where to look to the input level. All we need to do is install a small processor in a cabinet at a major work center. We need a 120 volt outlet into the wall. We need an Ethernet line to either the PLC or the plant IP network, and a connection to the internet. That's it. Might take about 45 seconds, and you're entirely set up, and the vast amounts of data that your machines are creating start to flow. From there, advanced analytics allow us to separate good cycles from bad cycles. We're able to know what our target is versus our actual. We're able to separate downtime by machine faults or process faults. Are these slow operators or operators with load faults? Are these sensors overheating? Are these leaking air valves? Are we having issues with our robots constantly in teach mode? What is the issue that we're having that we can go to that place and we can solve it? We're going to present this information back to the users via PKI credentials that are installed on rugged devices, handhelds, tablets, or laptops, and we're able to allow our users to have the information they need to do their jobs properly. We're going to give them the real-time, actionable intelligence they need to do their job so you can make more money. With Action Plan, we need to know where to look. We need to know exactly where to look. We need to be at the input level. We need to have the right priorities delegated to the right people, and we need them to be able to take action. We need to have a plan. We need Action Plan. So thank you for listening.
So how are you, twofold, how are you dealing with the data security and then how that ties into the to the back end of the company or the customer's IT system?
Sure, it's a great question. In order to do this, we have to be able to collect the data. We know that the machines we have are collecting and creating all kinds of data, but we have to be able to capture that data. We have to be able to move it securely for processing. We don't want to install humongous, costly infrastructure in plants. We have to move that data off-site. We have to do that securely. And you'll see in our logo, we're action plan powered by MobiNet. MobiNet is our proprietary patented technology that is used primarily by the Department of Defense. The Department of the Navy, the Marine Corps, and the Department of Interior all trust this technology for their own secure remote access. And the ability for us to move data securely is a really important part of this.
I have a quick question about implementation on your product.
Yep.
Is there any limits to the make, model, year of the welding cell or robot or output that your system requires?
Sure. We've worked with many, and we have all the popular software models that we can use for the popular PLCs, as long as we can connect to them. It doesn't have to be using Ethernet. We can use other ports to connect to it. That's not a problem. Where we don't have that type of technology, we can attach. We have add-ons that can be able to provide us that information, or we have IoT devices that can feed into a PLC, or we can integrate our own PLC.
So it's going to be two questions, but two parts of the questions.
Sure.
So the first one is, what's the process currently in place for the manufacturers? And the second one would be, who are your competitors? How are they addressing that issue? And kind of just overall picture.
Sure, there's all kinds of competitors for this type of technology. We're commonly told people have been chasing this information for 100 years. This is what everyone talks about all week. We know the data is being created. We know that it's being collected. We just don't know what we can do with it. We feel that we have a very unique case study with our remote access, so we're not asking people to install critical infrastructure. So we really think that that's our benefit. But we expect that this to be a growing industry for sure. The IoT industry, data capture is going to be big.
I have one other follow-up question to my first one. Typically, how long does it take to apply this technology? A typical weld cell may have up to 300 different sensors. So how long does it time to take not only just the inputs, the outputs to the map to pinpoint exactly where the sensor fails?
Right. Well, the good news is that the faults happen in real time. We're able to collect that, and we're able to do the analytics on that very quickly. All we're asking for from a customer standpoint is a copy of the program, a copy of the HMI program, and as the faults come out, we're able to register downtime causes to either operators. So if we have an RFID tag on each operator, we know who's at the station. So we're able to calculate our load faults and our process faults. With the input level, we're able to see the faults as they come out. So it doesn't take very long at all.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
All right. Our next contestant is Altit from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello, I'm Paul Noble, founder and CEO of Audit. Audit uses artificial intelligence to harmonize parts data and predict inventory in manufacturing supply chains. Global manufacturing companies spend trillions of dollars annually on parts required to maintain their facilities and assets, as well as produce their products. But the old concept of, if I stock more, I will be more reliable, takes them to a subjective inventory management strategy rather than data-driven. And on average, Fortune 500 manufacturers waste over $30 million of working capital every year because of this problem. And here's why. Benjamin is the VP of supply chain for a global automotive manufacturer. And he uses SAP to manage his complex supply chain. He tries to use his ERP information to plan maintenance, but SAP, like most legacy ERP systems, was invented before the internet, so it's very disconnected. So each division, business unit, and plant becomes another disparate data source rife with data challenged processes. And as suppliers like Siemens and thousands of others give them the physical good, but not the digital footprint of parts, like reliability, usage, and attribute data, all needed to optimize inventory properly. So this approach has cost him over $40 million annually and ties up his working capital more and more every year. And every manufacturing company has this problem. It's not about parts, it's about working capital. For Benjamin, we were able to reduce inventory by 30% while unifying a common deep learning solution for operations, procurement, and finance. The net result is greater reliability with a savings of $30 million or more. And audit software creates one global source of truth for data, taking an inventory management strategy from just in case to truly just in time. Our neural AI merges and structures hundreds of thousands of data records with 99% accuracy and 1,000 times the speed of a human. We harmonize this master data with millions of movements for these parts and decisions to predict inventory, all with Six Sigma reliability. And automotive supply chains are very part-centric. You use parts to maintain your assets, build your products, and have service networks for your customers. And we provide an intelligent visibility and knowledge transfer. And these are individually realized benefits for you, as well as all of your business units across our global network. Our vision is the intelligent digital supply chain. Our immediate value to customers is in the maintenance repair operations space. But once we tackle that part of your business, we can move to look at demand planning for direct parts, and then working towards your service part networks. And there's tremendous payback on the front end, as we've discussed, with procurement, savings, and vendor optimization. But the digital footprint we're creating for these parts is very important to be able to move towards a truly digital supply chain. Picture digital part information and digital rights to accelerate additive manufacturing, taking important IoT data and integrating that into your systems. And our value proposition has resonated so much that SAP has chosen us as a key channel partner to allow them to integrate this intelligence into their systems. And this allows us to integrate seamlessly into your various systems, as well as outside of SAP, we're able to integrate to all major ERP systems. And we're already in discussions with several Fortune 500 automotive companies like Ford, Porsche, BMW, and Volvo. And we have the team to get the job done. Based at the ATDC at Georgia Tech, our CTO, J.R. Lamas, is an AI expert and Georgia Tech Research Fellow. And our COO, George Tang, has over 2 decades of experience within the enterprise software space, including startups like Cloud Sherpas. And I myself have over a decade of supply chain experience working for Sherwin-Williams and working with manufacturing and automotive customers rolling out cost savings across North America. We look forward to learning more how we can support the unique automotive supply chain and the many suppliers in the various tiers. And we look forward to providing you the intelligence that your supply chain needs to build your connected and digital supply chain. Thank you.
I've got a quick question about 2 things that you mentioned.
Yeah.
One, you mentioned that for maintenance systems, you do some sort of linkage. Can you explain a little bit more about how you manage the maintenance systems or spare parts management?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what that is.
Yeah, it is.
Can you explain a little bit more about that, please?
Focusing on MRO or maintenance repair operations, what we do is we can go into your system and read the material master data that you have for each of the parts necessary across the entire enterprise. And we can uniquely understand what you have and be able to right-size, deduplicate, and then tie that to the movements of those parts. Now what that allows you to show you is that where you need, it helps make things like criticality and planned days lead time and minimums and maximums unique and dynamic rather than static. So in doing that, it allows us to truly give you a dollar-related outcome to what you should truly be holding in inventory to remain Six Sigma reliable.
On an average implementation time frame, what's your time to implement it with the back-end IT and enterprise?
Yeah, depending on the system that you're on. So the newer cloud ERP systems are certainly easier and faster to integrate with. We typically give an average of that within 90 days of engaging with the customer, we can be up and running and showing value and allowing you to begin saving money.
So for the typical inventory management person today, they manage through SAP.
Sure.
So exactly what would their user interface be different as what they see? Is it a separate system, or is just another section of SAP that they would see to manage this data?
Yeah, so mentioned our partnership with SAP. So we're working directly with them so that we can work to not take users out of the SAP environment as much as possible. There's certainly an external SaaS platform that we have that provides some more in-depth reporting that may not be available in SAP, but truly they can use SAP and train the system and learn from the individuals managing each part of this business, whether it's master data management or inventory optimization teams. So our goal is to have them leave SAP as the least amount of time possible.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
set?
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Next we have from Huntsville, Alabama, Venturi and Peyton's Charm.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are so glad to be here in Atlanta, Georgia, and we are grateful to the Georgia Automotive Manufacturing Association for hosting the Southern Automotive Conference and this competition. My name is Derek Johns, and I work with Venturi. We're a 13-year-old, 180 employee engineering services company based in Huntsville, Alabama. We provide diverse technical services and solutions to our customers. For Missile Defense Agency, we deliver test and evaluation, logistics, systems engineering, facilities master planning support. For the U.S. Army, we develop, test, and integrate hardware and software on different platforms that the warfighter uses. And for the Navy, we provide engineering support for advanced hypersonic weapons. So having heard that description of what we do, you may wonder why we are here to talk about a solution for the automotive industry. And we are thrilled to present a simple and elegant solution to a complex real-world problem. About 4 years ago, our CEO, Mike Alvarez, noticed more and more stories in the news about children dying from heat stroke in enclosed vehicles. Knowing these tragic deaths can happen to anyone, regardless of socioeconomic class, these accidents, these tragedies happen to good people and good parents. And also realizing there had to be a way to solve the problem, Mike started an X Prize competition. And the purpose of the competition was not to see who could come up with the best idea, but who could actually solve the problem. And he thought, we have a lot of smart people at this company. Let me put the challenge out to them and see if someone can solve that problem. So we had a number of employees who came forward with different innovations, different inventions, and one impressed Mike and our competition judges as novel and non-obvious, a solution to a wide range of problems, including kids left in car seats, kids who are playing in cars and get locked inside them, people with disabilities, and pets. So we have a solution to save these lives. And now we will show you a short video about the solution, followed by remarks by its inventor.
Since 1998, over 735 children have died of heat stroke in vehicles. pending legislation will require new vehicles to include an alert system for unattended passengers inside inactive vehicles. Through an ongoing dialogue with the nonprofit organization Kids and Cars and 4 years of comprehensive research and development, VI Enterprises has created a simple and dependable solution. Peyton's Charm uses VI Enterprises' patent-pending algorithm to monitor the temperature and carbon dioxide levels in a vehicle. This means Peyton's Charm can sense life without relying on car seat sensors, protecting loved ones such as infants, elderly or disabled individuals, playing or sleeping children, and pets. If life-threatening conditions are detected, Peyton's Charm notifies the vehicle owner or emergency services of danger through a series of escalating alerts. This life-saving tech is easily integrated into new vehicles and retrofitted for aftermarket use. Help keep families safe with Peyton's Charm.
Hello. Especially in our digitally connected world, unfortunately, this tragic accident or problem can happen to just about anyone. My name's Ben Payment, and I've been working on this solution for 4 years. So, actually, sorry, they cut a slide out on me. In any case, Peyton's Charm has been engineered to reliably detect life-threatening conditions anywhere inside a vehicle. Once detected, it can then provide an alert to somebody who is in a place or capacity that can solve that problem. Using the engineering and the patent-pending algorithm, it will prevent false alarms and can be easily, it will lend itself to high adoption rate among its users. Peyton's Charm is unique in that it actually monitors the cabin conditions inside the vehicle. And the uniqueness about that means that it isn't dependent on car seats or cameras or seat pad pressure sensors. It really can be installed anywhere inside the vehicle. And it doesn't depend on the actions of users, people, pets, and that sort of thing, which really means that it has a much higher probability of success than other solutions in that category. The market size for this is obviously every car in the market, right? There's 250 million vehicles on the road today and a projected another 50 million to be built in the next 3 years. And we would love to see Peyton's Charm in every single one of these vehicles. Venturi is on track to take an aftermarket product, Peyton's Charm, and have it available by spring of 2019. Sorry, a little nervous, apologize. One more heat stroke related death due to hypothermia is simply unacceptable. And we feel that Peyton's Charm is the solution to that problem. Thank you very much for your time, and thanks for listening.
Hi there. You mentioned that you're going to start marketing this in the spring of 2019.
Yes, that's correct. We intend on being ready to take orders by the end of this calendar year, and we want to be able to ship units by the spring so that we can start saving lives for the summer season coming up.
No, you're fine. Outline a little bit about the partnerships you have in place and how you're going to get ready for that delivery in the spring.
Thank you. Yeah, so we already have some supply management chains involved such that we can take our initial aftermarket product out into the world and be available for initial production runs. However, there's a huge opportunity to partner for the follow-on large-scale production in the aftermarket, but more importantly, what we're hoping to get out of this conference here today is potential partnerships to take this to an OEM capacity. The aftermarket problem is actually, I believe, a much harder problem in many scenarios because we have to rely on technology to be incredibly power conscientious, know a lot of things that are intrinsically already available to a car. But we, as an aerospace company, don't have the expertise in the auto industry. So we're looking for tier 1 suppliers to help us take what we have as a nice packaged standalone product and take that into new OEM applications.
Any other questions? Jenna?
So, for example, if the car makes noise when there is a child in there, what are the people can do around the car?
So the idea is that it isn't going to necessarily do some sort of horn or alarm. In today's world, people ignore car alarms all the time. So the important thing is to alert someone who's motivated to cure the problem, and that's usually the family members. Family, friends, relatives. So escalating alerts are going to alert them first via text messaging, emails, and then if they don't solve it, the 2-3 people don't solve it, the idea is, an alert monitoring system like, Next Alarm or all the way to 911 EMS services.
Okay, that's very clear. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ben. At this point in our program, I'm going to dismiss the judges, and they're going to go backstage and calculate the scores and determine who the winner is. And then we'll bring them back out shortly. And while they're doing that, I want to share with you just a little bit about Midtown and the innovation ecosystem that we have in Midtown. As you know, Atlanta has become one of the premier research and innovation centers in the country. It is rapidly emerging as an automotive industry hub for engineering and software development. Tech Square, which is located in Midtown, won the Outstanding Research Park Award by the Association of University Research Parks in 2014. And since then, over 30 companies have set up innovation centers in Midtown within a 10-block radius. Some of the names that you know are AT&T Foundry, Honeywell International, Panasonic, NCR, Southern Company, and many more. The people that are part of Tech Square, their innovation ecosystem, is what makes Midtown a special place. And rather than for me to try to convey Midtown to you, I'd like to bring Midtown and share with you what's going on in Midtown with this short video.
Today we invited our members, the residents here, the corporate members, bankers, all kinds of different industries in to see what's happening in the startup community and to hear a little bit from a lot of different people on what they're doing, why they're doing it, and why they're here.
There's an energy to Tech Square. There's magic that's happening here. And it is that place where collisions happen between the Georgia Tech students and faculty member, between the startups that are here, part of ATDC or Tech Square Labs, and then the corporate innovation centers or the corporations that are choosing to be within a 10-block radius of here.
HireWire is an on-demand hiring marketplace. So HireWire is based in Atlanta, and we love being a part of this rising tech scene. And so we're just really proud to be building this product right here in town. We think that there are a lot of companies that are very promising that are going to help put Atlanta on the map as a technology hub.
I'm co-founder and CEO of Patientori, and we're providing healthcare cybersecurity solutions. And I was really intrigued by Midtown because it had, access to Georgia Tech. So we're currently a member at Tech Square Labs, which is basically a startup ecosystem.
So Stackfolio is an online loan trading platform for financial institutions. So our company was actually birthed out of Atlanta and Midtown. I myself went to Georgia Tech. We all sort of serendipitously met in this area, and Stackfolio's genesis story starts from here.
So we at FraudScope have developed a comprehensive claims investigation platform that accurately identifies fraud, waste, and abuse. Here at Tech Square in Midtown, we have access to a great talent pool from Georgia Tech graduating, so as we continue to grow, we can immediately absorb that new talent. I mean, Midtown Atlanta is surrounded by great investors, great mentors, entrepreneurs. So I think this was the best location for us.
Since the day Georgia Tech decided that they wanted Tech Square to be a front door to their campus, it's been the catalyst that's invited the rest of the world to come be here as well.
I live just down the street here. I live in Midtown. I know Georgia Tech's a great institution, but I didn't realize how much investment there's been in really growing the community and developing technologists, and really the passion that these technologists have for building and solving big challenging problems.
The effort that they're putting into and the support they're getting from Georgia Tech, I mean, I think it's all amazing. And I'd like to say thank you to Midtown Alliance for putting this together. I mean, this was just amazing.
With headquarters being built here, more corporate innovation centers, with apartment towers going up left and right, the amount of people will double and triple in the next couple of years who actually call Tech Square home. That's what makes me most excited, because with more people who want to collaborate, we're going to have a greater density of relationships, and that's where breakthroughs come from.
So if you haven't experienced Midtown, I invite you to Midtown and just see the energy that's going on there, where industry, young individuals, startups, and universities coming together to make a difference. So at this point, I'd like to bring back all of our pitch contestants to the stage. So everyone come up here and join me. And as they're coming on stage, these guys have worked hard developing their technology and making pitches all throughout the U.S. and internationally in some cases. So let's give them all another big hand. They're all winners. Two more minutes. Okay. That's right. Now we're going to see how well they can perform together. Actually, we started out with about 20 companies, and the judges have worked hard working through those, looking at who the best pitch competitors would be for this event. And that's why I say they're all winners here today, but unfortunately we only have one grand prize that we're going to deliver. I also want to bring up Jack Sisk, who has been a huge help. Jack was the leader of it last year and a big help this year. Thank you, Jack. I don't know if Lindsay Delane is in the audience. If she is, she's our administrator. She's been an awesome help and support. And so at this point, I'd like to go ahead and bring back out the judges. Let's give our esteemed judges panel a big hand. And now, John Evans, would you please come up and join us? Our sponsor, Auburn University. Let's give John a big hand. Thank you. You can use that. So,
we have a winner?
Jane McCracken, will you give John the envelope?
Man, I'm just so worried about the Steve Harvey moment at this point right here. It was evidently a very, very close vote. I think there was some sort of a tiebreaker, and the winner is Audit.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I think I'm supposed to give you this. Cash Prize Award.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Good luck with the adventure.
All right, thanks again to all our judges, all our contestants, the audience, our sponsor, and enjoy the rest of your day. Have a safe trip home.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good luck with this.